Hi guys, I'm Prestige here. I have another super recipe for all those folks who love their pork, their pigstail, salt pigstail. Well, this recipe could be done with fresh or salt. Anyway, folks, nada, I didn't know that you could do pigstail this way. Like I said, I use pigstail when I do soup and people want it in there, put it in there, but it's not a regular thing I use. But, I like a little piece of pigstail once in a while. I'm not no so-called Rasta. Anyway, folks, this is was mostly done by, I know number one is Barbadian, Trinidad. I know I see Jamaica taking up, but my friend, the same person who showed me how to do their pepper sauce, said she want me to do barbecue pigstail. Guys, listen, barbecue pigstail. She brought a pigstail, and the recipe is here. And okay, normally we do a barbecue. A lot of these barbecue sauce, guys, is so this recipe we're gonna be using sorrel glaze for the barbecue topping. So right now what I did, folks, you could use a fresh one if you like, but it's a salt one is the most important one to use. So what I did, about 24 hours, I soaked the pigtail off. I boiled it off a few times. It's called it off really a few times. And I did it in a brine. And the reason why I did it in a brine, normally you would say that the brine have been salt, but what I did in this brine, all I had to the brine was just some sugar and a lot of herbs and spices, some cilantro, some thyme, lemon, oranges, onion, and all of that. And this was in the fridge for a day, overnight. So this is the pigtail here. They're still in full. We haven't cut them up as yet. And so this is in the brine for overnight. And like the stage it's in right now, most of the salt is gone. So can you imagine? It's just soaking in that nice brine with just sugar, because the salt is still there, so you don't need to add the salt. So this was in brine for over 24 hours, and now we're going to take it to the next level. Okay, so this is the brine here. You name it, all the green herbs, cloves, garlic, everything was in, when you make a brine. Like I did a roast chicken the other day, and that is one of the best ways to do your stuff. You give it a nice brine. So this is cinnamon and all of that was in it. Okay, onion. So okay, this is done now. I'm just gonna put this aside, and the next step for the next step. 1 minute, folks. So, folks, the next step I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna be seasoning up the pigtail. I'm gonna cut it up, season it up. We could do it in all like that and then cut it up after, but it's gonna be harder because at that point, it might fall apart. So I'm gonna cut it up right now. And season it up. Okay, so you don't want to cut it up too small. You don't want to get size pieces that because I'm doing it in the oven right now. Okay, because folks, I ain't going out on that balcony. So and it comes out very good in the oven. So this is about the size here I'm gonna do it. I'm hoping I just get it cut without, well, try to get it smaller. But so folks, I'm gonna all cut it up, and then I come back. Okay, guys, I'm back, and here I have the pigtail all cut up. Okay, so we're not gonna do it too small. And like I said, folks, the pigtail was washed with lime and all of that, and it was soaked in a brine for 24 hours. Okay, so guys, right now my seasonings are here. I had some real Jamaican scallion, see, from my Barbadian friend. She planted, she had it, so I got a couple from her. White onions, ginger is a must in any dish, folks. Some thyme, we have some chopped parsley, some chopped cilantro, some bay leaf, and the garlic, I would recommend you crush it. And for the allspice, folks, and some cloves, what I do, you're gonna use a generous amount of allspice, but what I do, folks, I crush some of it because there's sometimes to get that flavor out of the allspice. I would crush some of it, not all of it. I'll crush it, and I'm using So this is allspice here and some cloves. Some of it I crush, about 10-12 cloves, because you know this is pork, so that is very good for your pork. You know, it's pigtail, but it's still pork, right? I'm just grabbing a nice Scotch bonnet. I'm gonna use a little of some jerk seasoning along with it, because you know it's like a barbecue jerk pigtail. So you know, so basically I have a Scotch bonnet here, and I'm gonna cut this one. This is the half, because I'm gonna add jerk seasoning. I'm gonna add also some cayenne pepper, and use the real Scotch bonnet. You get that flavor and the eat at the same time. Okay, folks. So this is basically right now. I'm gonna toss in the garlic. And I would, you know, try to either grate the garlic or grind it up as much as possible. This is the cloves and the allspice. And I, like I said, I grind up some of it. And let me see if you can see in the bowl. I think I gotta bring it a little bit closer. Okay. I am gonna use my glass bowl. Well, we'll see how this works. So I like when I put my thyme in, folks, I get off all this sprig, because also again that's where all the flavor is. You don't have to take off all of it, but just take off enough to just incorporate. I know pigtail is very big in Jamaican culture. In all, I think West Indian black people culture in the West Indies. You know, and that's one of the main things I do in a red pea soup. And we have a dish. Somebody keeps saying to me I should do an all-in-one one day. And all-in-one is where you do your rice and peas with your pigtail and your salt beef, and that's a meal right there, you know. And I think all of these dishes, a lot of them folks came out of slavery, because what do they say, you know? Necessity is what? The mother of invention or something like that. I can't remember. Okay, I toss in the bay leaf, because we had to be creative, folks, because remember, the slave didn't get much. It was just, that's why we ended up with all chicken foot and pig feet and oxtail and all of that, because the master was eating the meat and think he was eating the best part, you know. And by the time some of them was in their 30, they got goat and they keel over. Because when you look into chicken feet and cow feet, even cow skin, it's a lot of collagen is in there. And guess what? Collagen is one of the building blocks for connective tissue in the joints and all places like that. So you know what? We were doing a good thing when we were eating all of that. And still today we love our chicken feet and all of that. I put a tablespoon of my homemade jerk seasoning. So it's gonna be spicy, folks. A little bit of cayenne pepper. And this is the dry seasoning here. I'm putting in some vegetable seasoning. Not a lot of this seasoning, because remember, folks, the pigtail is still, you know, you don't want to take out all of the salt out of the pigtail, you know, because then I've seen people use the fresh one in the store, but folks, I guarantee you, unless they salt that, put some salt and thing in it, you won't get the same result. So I'm just putting a little bit of my dry seasoning in it, not a lot. I put some this is a must, folks, Old Bay. It's great on fish, all fish dishes, and also meat. So basically, and I'm not adding any salt, folks. No salt. I'm gonna add a little bit of oregano and a little bit of basil. And folks, let me see what else. Because this was soaked, you know, folks, on some rosemary. This was soaked in all that brine with a lot of these same herbs, but they were fresh. So we don't need a lot of those right now. And I had a little bit of my homemade onion powder. And basically, folks, I think that's it. A little bit of lemon black pepper. And this is going to be marinated for about an hour, folks. And then it's going to go to the oven at 425. And at that time, I will deal with the sorrel, because the sorrel is going to have to be made like you're making your sorrel and folks, I had just a little bit of turmeric to it, about a quarter teaspoon, you know. And now we're just gonna put a drizzle of olive oil, about, yeah. And then folks, we're gonna mix everything, marinate up all of this baby here, and we're gonna let it sit for about an hour or so. Because it doesn't need a lot of time, because folks, it was sitting for 24 hours marinating in all that beautiful brine. So this I think I might even just give it half an hour, because this thing is well infused right now. I'm gonna add a little bit of Worcester and soy and oyster sauce. About a tablespoon of because these are salted too, folks. About a teaspoon, so you don't want to use too much, okay? Depending on how fresh your saltfish your pigstail is, and mine is fresh for a certain limit, but I don't want to raise up the salt level back up, okay? So just enough. So I'm gonna put a little bit of Worcester sauce on it, about a half a teaspoon. That's it. Worcester sauce, and now a little bit of soya. You know, soya gives you that flavor. And then that's it. I'm using a low sodium soy sauce, folks. I have both. I have one with the 100% salt, but this one is a low sodium one. Not a lot in it. Okay, folks, and we're just gonna mix everything so it will marinate. And folks, I wanted to see it up. Good. So I'm gonna transfer it over to my glass dish so you can really get an idea. Ooh. All of this good stuff going in. And folks, I didn't, it's not a really fatty pigstail, but so I took off a little bit of the fat, because you need that for flavoring along, so you don't want to just clean it to the bone, all the fat. You need some fat in it. So folks, this is it right here. And that's the pigstail season there. I'm going to marinate. Just cover this with some paste and sit on the countertop. Don't put it in the fridge, because it will marinate better outside, because I was in the fridge all that time. So this is it. That's your bay leaf right there. So folks, I'm just gonna cover this over and leave it for half an hour, about roughly half an hour to an hour. We'll see, because like I said, it doesn't need a lot of, it has marinade in it already from the brine, and the brine we did has no salt in it, only sugar, because the salt was in the pigstail, so that I complement it. So for most time when you do brine, you have to put sugar and salt. This one needed none. Okay, so folks, I'm gonna just cover this with some stretch paper and leave it there to marinate for a little while. And at this point, I am gonna start to do the sorrel. That's gonna be the barbecue thing right there. The sorrel glaze. And we're gonna this is gonna be done from scratch. It's the same procedure if you make if you're making your sorrel, folks. So we have a pan here, and I'm gonna be getting a cup of water, cup of filter water, or some of those bottled water, folks. Oh well. We're gonna have a cup of water. We're gonna add a piece of cinnamon stick. And folks, we're gonna use a real orange. Guys, where I'm at, the weather is, as they say in the Christmas song, folks, the weather is frightful. Right now it's minus, it's going to drop to about minus 14, 15 tonight. And so that's the kind of weather we have. The snowfall, but the rain is just rain we're getting, folks, and rain washing off everything. So, and even when I spoke to people in Jamaica and the islands, that's what's going on, a lot of rain. I'm gonna just put my oven, let it preheat at 425 in the meantime. So we have this cinnamon inside here, folks. We're gonna, just the same procedure if you're making your sorrel. We're gonna drop a few allspice in the water also. A piece of ginger. I'm just gonna crush the ginger in my arm. I want to get the flavor out from the ginger, so I just crush it in my thing here. Use a little water to rinse that out. And we're gonna let that come to a boil, folks. Then we'll add a cup of sorrel to it, 2 cups of sorrel, and okay, I'm gonna add the orange also. So I'm gonna cut an orange. These orange were organic and they were washed, like soaking, so we're gonna add an orange to it, and that's gonna bring out the flavor. In my normal sorrel, I don't really use the orange, but this is for this glaze I'm doing. And this is a Jamaican orange, folks. Right now up here we can get lots of stuff. The other day I get stringy mangoes, folks, at the West Indian store. It was so good. It tastes so different. And it's mango season now, because a lot of East Indian and Julie mangoes in the store right now. So it must be mango season in Jamaica. Boy, folks, in Jamaica, you can make a fortune if you would utilize all the stuff we add out there. I see a lot of mangoes right now. They're expensive, folks. $5 a pound for Julie and East Indian mango. So this is it. So folks, we're gonna let that come to a let that boil up a bit, and then we'll put this sorrel in. So we'll be right back. Alright guys, all of that is boiled, all the cinnamon and all of that. We're gonna add the dry, and I'm using dry sorrel. I always use dry sorrel folks because I find, to me, I don't find the green sorrel give a lot of, sometimes I mix it, but my thing is totally some dry, sorrel. So we're gonna have about a cup of 2 cups to 1 cup of water sorrel. And this we're not gonna leave this to like how we do with sorrel, because this is gonna be used right now. So I have 2 cups of dry sorrel here. Wash, I'm just gonna add in, okay? And that's gonna boil, come to a this is just some ginger tea I'm making here, folks. Ginger is so good for you. I have that cup of it several times a day, or my fever grass, what you call lemongrass, and all of that. Those are my teas right there. Let me get a plate to put the spoon in, because I don't want it to stain up my board. So folks, that is just boiling right now, and we're going to get it to a thick consistency. And right away you can see, look at that, you see? So we're looking for a very, because after that it's going to be strained, and then we'll put it back to the fire and add some sugar, not a lot, because we're not working with a lot of sweet here, Folks don't like a lot of sweet in their stuff. This is why we're not going to be using any of that barbecue sauce or any, maybe, or any ketchup. This sorrel here is the barbecue, is the glaze. And folks, if you try this glaze, it is nice on chicken and turkey and all of that, your pork or stuff like that. It is a very nice thing, and it's this is your natural barbecue sauce right here, folks. This glaze, sorrel glaze. And folks, from what my friend said, like, I've used sorrel glaze and other stuff, but like I said, I didn't know that you could barbecue pigstail. And if they say, and in Jamaica now it's been, I just get what my friend said, yes, and they have jerk barbecue pigstail right now. Especially Jamaican people, I love their jerk. They love their pigstail. We love our pigstail, folks. So for some of us, like I said, I use it in soup once in a while, and it's only when other people want to add it, because I could cook without it. It's not a big thing. It's it's a nice thing, but I don't use it a lot because of the salt. Even though you clean it off, you still have salt. And no, I'm a big thing with just my soup, my regular chicken soup and stuff like that, just plain straight up. So, but people are asking for the 1-pot dish, folks. So I have to do that one day, a Sunday dish. And when you do the 1-pot, folks, you don't even have to do any meat, because it's gonna be pigstail. Mostly pigstail, I think people back home put in it. It's called 1-pot with peas, rice and peas, or the pigstail, or you can add salt beef also, I'm told. So I've seen it make back home. I don't remember seeing my grandmother. Yeah, my mom I see make it, but not my grandmother. So this is, so guys, you can see that how rich it is. So that's gonna let that cook down for about 5-10 minutes. That's my stove telling me that is right. Look at that, folks. You see that? Awesome. And then, like I said, it's gonna go back to the stove when I strain it, So I'm just gonna leave that there. And right now, folks, I'm gonna be putting in the pigstail. So I'm gonna put it in the pan like this. I'm gonna put all the herbs and spice in the bottom, and because the pigtail is really gonna be in the oven, like if I was outside, it would be on the barbecue. So right now, this is it right here, and I'm gonna clear off all of the herbs. And that's gonna go in the bottom of the pan, okay? So I'm putting out all this. I have the grill at the side here. I just want to get off all the seasoning to put in the bottom, because that's where you're gonna infuse the actual pigtail on top while it barbecue. So that's gonna go in the bottom of the pan with a little bit of moisture. So I'm just getting rid of all of that right now to put it in the bottom of the pan. And the pigtail is on. So I think that is done right now, folks. I'm gonna just leave that there for a few minutes and I deal with that. I just want to get this in the oven. And folks, like I said, this was boiled off a couple times, so this does not need to be cooked again. It's gonna go, because when it's done in the oven, it's gonna be very tender. Yes, I boil it off several times before I put it to brine. So I'm just removing all the seasoning, because whatever it's gonna be eaten with, you're gonna need you know, some people gonna want some sort of or you can just eat it like this with some festival, some fried dumpling, roast breadfruit, whatever you choose. And it could also go with rice if you choose. So we're just gonna just have that sauce in the bottom just in case people wanna have rice with it. I don't know what she just maybe wanna get them done, and that's it. So like I said, she brought all pigtail. So this is gonna go in the bottom of the pan, because while this is going on top, we're gonna need some moisture down below. My ginger tea is already boiled. I'm gonna add some water to this. This is just gonna be going on down in the bottom while the pigtail is gonna be up top barbecuing. So I'm just gonna add some moisture. Yeah. I think I heard people saying they want to have a couple Johnny cake or festival. Yeah, that's, you know, that's would be nice. You don't need no heavy car. Just some nice festival. Okay, folks. So that's that right there. And this is my, and it go right in. See, very creative around. Yeah. So it's on here right now, and this we're gonna cover down for a little while, then open it up in about, you know, we'll check it. So we're gonna cover it, and all the steam and everything from the bottom is gonna cook it some more. Then we open it up and give it some nice color. So this is gonna go to the oven, folks, at 425. And like I said, I never done it before, so I don't know how long it's gonna take. My friend isn't here right now. She went out to come back. But I'm just, you know, just have to keep trying to see once the meat fall off the bone, because that's what the consistency we're going to be looking for. So, folks, that's it right there. And we're going to put it to the oven, so we'll be right back, okay? Okay, guys, we're back. The sorrel is boiled, and we are going to strain it right now. All that stuff, you see all that goodness. It's almost the same technique as you making a sorrel. The only thing that we're not gonna leave it overnight to steep or anything like that. So we're just gonna put it back to the fire and reduce it. And if it's not, we'll see how thick it is. If not, I might add a bit of rice starch to it, because corn starch leave your stuff very white, you know. So rice starch is one of the better ones to use. And I think once I have some citrus gonna go in, pectin, that will make it thicken it up naturally also. So okay, that went back to the fire, folks, and that's gonna reduce. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? Yeah. So that's going to be reduced, folks, okay? And okay, I'm going to have the sugar right now. And like I said, you don't need a lot. This is about a cup of sugar to it. Okay? And that is going to also, and then we have about a tablespoon of lime juice to that, and that is the way the pectin come in, folks. That should be have to thicken it up, you know, give it a nice. That's the sweet and the sour mixed together. Awesome. So folks, this is just gonna reduce, okay, and we'll see how thick it gets, and if it get thick enough, then we won't add any thickener to it. So that's gonna be boiled up, folks. See if you can make sure you can have a better view of it. Right there. And it's so rich, folks. It is so, the color is so beautiful. And you know what? This, sorry that left, folks. There's nothing much you can do with it because all the goodness is out of it. So you just got to discard that. Okay, so that's gonna reduce, folks. And like I said, I have a little rice just in case it's not thick enough, but I'm pretty much sure that it's gonna pick up by itself. Okay, so we're gonna let that reduce, and you don't stay far from it, folks. You have to keep stirring it right now while the sugar is melting in it, you know, while the sugar is dissolved, because you want the sugar to be totally dissolved. And yeah, okay. And folks, that's it. Look, see how dark that is? That is our barbecue sauce right there, folks. Yes, that is our barbecue sauce right there. So folks, that is gonna thicken up, okay? So once that thicken up, we'll just move on. Hi guys, I'm back and the pigtail is done. The sauce is there, done, and I'm gonna show you what the consistency of the sauce right now. I didn't add any thickener to it. It got thick by itself. So folks, this is the sauce here right now, and I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of spice rum to it, and that's it. And I'm just gonna put it on, brush it on, and put it back in the oven for about 10 minutes, 10 more minutes. So here it is. Come closer. So folks, this is the sorrel glaze right here. And what I'm gonna do, I don't want to put everything in there because if in case I can keep some to use again. So I'm just gonna take out with a spoon and hold the brush. And in the bottom of the pan here, we have that beautiful sauce. You know what? I'm gonna get a dish and just, let me see. Okay, see, guys, you see the colors? Look at that. Yeah. So I'm just gonna take some up because I don't want to dip from the meat back in, to, you know, because it's more than enough, and I'm gonna save some to do something we can use in chicken or whatever, and because this glazed sorrel is so good. So I'm just gonna, what I'm using right now, and the spoon, brush on both sides, and this is my barbecue sauce here, folks. Because guys, some of those barbecue, like, even if you make them, you have to take those sauces and make it, and folks, the stuff is so, some of them is so awful. Some of them have such an awful taste. So this is a barbecue sauce, and you can also make your barbecue sauce from beets too, folks. You know, just blend up your beets and make your sauce and add your sugar and stuff to it. Yeah, so you don't have to go with that barbecue sauce because, you know, that is preserved. Lots of preservative in it, and I guess that's why it tastes like that. Okay, so we just put on this side also, on both sides. I just flip them over and just doing on both sides. And guys, this sauce make the barbecue sauce taste like, ooh. Because this is the sorrel dealing with, right? And all that flavor from it with the ginger and the cinnamon and the orange and a little bit of lime juice. It doesn't get any better than this. And all of that is dripping down in that sauce in the bottom of the pot. So I'm saying, whatever, we just fried, they wanted fried dumpling, so I just did some fried dumpling. That's what they're gonna have with it. But if you want to have rice or anything else, you have the sauce down below that you can use, you know. And this have a little bit of rum to it, so guys, it's awesome. And it's some spice rum, about a tablespoon. That give it that extra kick, you know. Flip this over. So when I put them in the oven for the next couple minutes, folks, I'm not even gonna flip them over because both sides are really done up good with all this beautiful sorrel glaze, or glazed sorrel, or whichever you want to call it. And also it's very nice on chicken too, folks. You want to do it on your chicken or even your glazed oxtail if you want to do that. Fish, anything this sauce go great with, okay? So folks, that's it right there. All right, now I'm gonna hit back in the oven for a few minutes. So take that off the heat. Make sure you get as much. This is, you're gonna have the sort of tart sweetness and a little bit of salt from the pigstail. You know, at first I thought, because I've never heard that you could do it, pigstail barbecue, but when I finally have the final thing down here, folks, it makes sense. It does make sense, you know. And like I said, folks, for all the Naya Binge, because a lot of them is closet rasta. They eat the pork and they can't. You know, people say, oh, I don't eat pork. Guys, you're the one who name it. Fire, big up yourself. I see you working hard there. And DJ Slicket and Orienta, and thanks so much for sending those subscribers my way. Appreciate it. And that's DJ Swicket down in St. Thomas, folks, and her wife Orienta. You could go down and support the channel. So folks, this is what it looks like here, and it's gonna go back to the oven right now for about 10-15 minutes, folks, and then after that it's all game over. Right back. Hi guys, this is the final thing for, I'm just gonna plate it now. And guys, oh, my light just, oh, Marian Mello, big up yourself, big up yourself. Deacon, big up yourself. Guys, even if you're not a pork lover, you know, folks, you would love this. Put a little more on here. This sorrel glaze, folks, is awesome. It is awesome. And like I said, if you're even not a pigstail lover, folks, and you know the meat just fall off the bone, so this is why you have to boil it off first a couple times. I don't want to. I'm trying to plate it right. But guys, this thing is, it's just the sorrel tasting, because it's awesome. The sorrel is awesome. And the rest left, folks, you just put it in the fridge if you're not gonna use it right, because it will last, okay? You could just put it in a container and keep it in the freezer till when you're ready to use it, okay? the bone here. Wow. God, the meat is just falling off the bone. It's good. I'm just going to put on some parsley all over it. Parsley for garnishing. And guys, you have to try this pigtail. And there's a jerk, well, this is basically jerk barbecue. Because but you can just totally just jerk it. Yeah. Folks, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Big up all yourself, you beautiful self. And guys, there's nothing more else I can say. But give it a shot, guys. This is BBQ Pigstail with glazed sorrel, folks. Oh, and we did a couple of fried dumplings because they were gonna have. And folks, I get this recipe. These dumplings are so moist, so they're gonna have some dumplings with it. These dumplings, folks, are so moist. And one day I'll make a recipe of it, totally different from the ones I normally make, guys. So this is what you can have with your barbecue pork. A couple of that nice fried dumpling, folks. There you go. So folks, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Fire, big up yourself. Marian Mello, big up yourself. Orienta, big up yourself. Deacon, big up yourself. DJ Swicket again, thank you so very much for see you live yesterday, and you get a couple people to subscribe to the channel. One more thing, I have folks, YouTube, I don't know where it's coming from. In the last 24 hours, I lost 3-4 subscribers, and the people subscribe to my channel, they're right in my house. So and they would not unsubscribe. This is going on for a long time now, YouTube. I don't know what's going on. I heard other people saying the same thing. 3 subscribers I got right in my apartment, in my house yesterday, and before the day was out, they were gone. And on my MSG TV, 1,000 what? 3 or 4 is there, and the balance and the official ones are on my analytic in my YouTube studio. Nobody can see that number, and it's a lot more than what's up there. So what is the two? Why are there 2 different places, YouTube? I'm just asking. Anyway, folks, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. The channel is growing, but you know what? For some reason, the majority of my subscribers is inside my YouTube studio. So thanks a lot to all the subscribers, and people continue to subscribe and share, likes. I appreciate it. Fire, big up yourself. Richard Brown, big up yourself. Javi, big up yourself too. You're doing great. In your acting and directing. And folks, it's cold where tonight is gonna be about -18. So I'm inside, guys. So here we go, folks, and this is BBQ Pigstail with glazed sorrel sauce, barbecue sauce. Okay, so folks, have yourself a wonderful evening. Peace.